How do, folks? How you doing? Just a quick one. Anyone for a game of noughts and crosses? I don't know. The fucking sky. I don't know if you even focused on that then, but the sky is just ridiculous. And you know, Summer, as time goes on, I swing from one thought to another, to be honest. But we'd all like to talk about the treason and treachery that's going on. I would say in the country. But in the world, everywhere you look, you've got these lines in the sky, and you've got all this shit going on, the enslavement of mankind about to ensue. Look at all them fucking lines up there. It's like a fucking racetrack. In fact, it reminds me of one of them arcade games in the fucking 80s, probably the 70s and 80s, of at the seaside, where you put that penny. It started at penny, then went to 2p, didn't it? Where you roll it down, there's them lines, and you had to drop the penny in between the lines. That's what it reminds me of. Let me just close that sunroof because it's going to make a bit of noise in here. But you know, when I think about the treason and treachery that's going on in the world, I get more angry at the people. Tyrants will do what tyrants do. That's what tyrants are. And to give an analogy, and I've used this analogy over years, and it's an original. But if you get 100 men and women and you put them on an island, nobody else there, uninhabited island, 100 men and women, plenty of food, plenty of wood for fires, plenty of everything that you need, and you just dump them there, what you get immediately, you would get the strongest ones segregating. They'll start making decisions. I'll do this, you do that, they do this, and they start working out how this is going to be controlled, how we're going to survive for the good of the people. But then if the resources start to wane a little, and it's getting a little bit tight, pickings are a little slim, or say 50% of what was coming in was a lesser quality, you get these heavy hitters, we'll call them, the alphas, whatever label you like to put on people. They would start separating the good stuff from the bad stuff, or the better stuff from the worse stuff, and they would be getting the better stuff for themselves, the lion's share for themselves. If it started getting slim pickings, then they would make sure they're always fed, and the other people would go without. And then over time, if seasons change, it becomes plentiful again, they would stick to that control mechanism. They would keep the lion's share, and then they would keep rationing others to make sure they do as they're told. Now, this is unfortunately human nature. Call it what you will, but we'll call it that for now. And that's what's going on in the world at the low level, let's say, because you've got these that are in assumed positions of power, who are literally taking as much as they can for themselves. They're raping the Commonwealth, they're putting it in their private pockets, one way or the other, by hook or by crook. But is it really treason and treachery? Is it? Because when you look at the world, the majority of the fucking idiots in this world are voting for a master. They're giving away their power of attorney and saying, I don't want to make my decisions, I want somebody else to make my decisions for me. And that apparently is okay for them. But they don't like the decisions made, so they call and whine and whinge, come onto Facebook. And this is half of the truth movement, probably more than half of the truth movement, are still out there voting for a master, giving the power of attorney away, and asking somebody else to make the decisions for them. So if you do vote, apart from being the complete and utter cockwomble, you have given your power of attorney away. You have no rights to a voice in any way, shape or form, because you've given your voice to somebody else. And you can't moan about the decisions they're making. You can't moan that they're spraying the skies, whether they're killing you off, terraforming and killing you off. It doesn't matter what they're doing. You literally gave them that choice, and you repeatedly give them that choice to to make on your behalf. So if they choose to actually kill you with your consent, you can't then whine about it and jump up and down on Facebook. And let's face it, you're jumping up and down on Facebook, you're not actually telling them. You think revoking your consent is putting a little yellow badge on Facebook saying I do not consent to be governed? Yes, you fucking do. You're just too stupid to realise why and how you're consenting to be governed. You got franchisers. Your franchisers, they give you benefits and privileges. You hear about that every now and again. Your benefits and privileges. Sorry about the lighting here, it's absolutely shit, but I'm not gonna hold my phone up that high. Yeah, anyway, so you get your benefits and privileges, and along with the benefits and privileges come along obligations and duties. You hear about them every now and again as well, and you go, oh, I've got no obligations and duties. While you're holding a driving licence, a benefit and privilege. While you've got a right to vote, benefit and privilege. Now, and there's many of them, but the most important one, how you're enslaved, is your right to vote. It's a franchise. You have a right to vote. Now, many people go, oh, I don't vote, so that got me. You don't govern me. Well, yeah, you have a right to vote. Your franchise isn't the act of voting. Your franchise is actually your right to vote. Have you rescinded your right to vote? Have you even told them that you don't want them spraying you like bugs? Now that's a fucking weird one, isn't it? Let's hold it over there, see if it's any better. That's a weird one. It might be better for a little while. Look at the lines in the sky. Yeah, have you told them? Because most people, again, who are whining on Facebook, have never actually said anything to these masters of yours about not being happy about what they're doing with your consent. You see how fucking stupid this is. And now I'm not saying you write and tell them you don't consent to this shit and it all goes away, but if everybody did, now you're waiting for everybody else to do it before you do it. You think signing a petition, I mean, that fucking petition at the minute that's going around is absolutely fucking ridiculous, because I would imagine most of the fucking idiots that are posting that fucking that petition at some point have posted or reposted a meme or somebody else's post that's I'm sorry, I'm waiting to pull out of a junction here. Somebody else's post that has actually said that very shit, but nobody is actually telling them, or very few are actually telling them. Nobody's actually getting off their arse and putting any effort into their side of things or their consent, other than posting that little yellow fucking circle on your Facebook saying I do not consent to be governed. Well, unfortunately, yes, you fucking do. Most do. Most are doing. It looks brighter over there, don't it? So you don't really have any rights whatsoever to be complaining about anything whatsoever if you're just, for one, voting, and for two, not speaking up. Is that people say, oh, doing my bit, what are you doing? Posting on Facebook? Well, that's fucking absolutely ridiculous, because you know what? Facebook, apart from being created to sap your data and fucking profile you, was there for that very reason. Give you somewhere to have a moan so they can look at it. And I'm going to keep that in shot. What a fucking shocking thing you all consent to. But yeah, Facebook is created literally for you to moan at, for you to get that aggression out. So you're not actually doing the right thing. You think petitions work at the time when they come out, and if it tickles your fancy, you're going to post it and tell everybody to sign this petition? It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I jumped, didn't I? I've jumped back. Signing petitions, asking others to sign petitions really does just scream that you do not know what the fuck you're on about. It is absolutely fucking stupid to ask your masters for longer chains. You're asking the tyrants to stop being tyrants. Do you know how silly that is? Can you analyse that for a minute and just think on how fucking absolute ridiculous that is? Now, I've said on many of my videos about the politicians back in the 80s. Oh fuck me, his name's gone out of my head now, but one of his quotes were, if the good people knew, the good people of this nation knew what we were up to in the halls of power, they would be down here in a moment flat and string us from the rafters. No bad idea, is it? And one of his other famous quotes at the time, bearing in mind these have all been removed from social media, from the internet in general, you just can't find them anymore. But one of the other ones that I've also said on here quite a few times is that the people had been taught to protest ineffectively. They sent out into the streets to basically cause chaos amongst themselves. I'm paraphrasing. When in reality, if this is his words, if 200,000 well-motivated men and women descended upon Westminster, filled the halls and surrounded the building, the government would be shut down in a minute and they would get what they required. Now, you're signing petitions and going to stand in a park and tell each other what you already know. You have get-togethers where you play music and you have bands and drink and jump up and down and come back telling everybody what a fucking great time you had. You're forgetting you went there for a fucking purpose, you dickheads. It's absolutely ridiculous what pacifies you. You can go on Facebook, you can have a moan and you come away thinking you've done your bit. You haven't. You haven't done anybody's bit. You haven't even done a bit. You haven't even done a little bit. You've just had a moan on the place that they created so you could have a moan so nothing actually happened. Who are you telling what? I ain't telling anybody anything, and if not, why not? You should be speaking up. And most of all, you should not be complying to this bollocks. And not this bollocks, any of their bollocks, due to the way they act, due to the way they run this shithole with your consent. They can only do it because you give them consent. Whether you believe you give them consent or not, they hold your consent. Putting stupid shit on Facebook doesn't revoke consent in any way, shape or form. If you're not prepared to tell them, nobody else is telling them for you. Nobody fucking else is telling them for you. And I've been on the outside sitting, looking in for years now. I'm me. I'm just living my fucking life out of their bollocks, but under their bollocks all the same, with them spraying above me, but they're doing that with your consent. I've told them plenty. I continue to tell them plenty. I don't see many others doing it. If direct action isn't taken, nothing will change. And I'm not just saying tell them shit. Tell them shit is stage one. If they don't do it after you've told them, then you have to do shit, don't you? But if people aren't going to do shit, they can't fucking moan because they're accepting it. And yes, it's easier not to do shit until it's not easier anymore, because all the shit that they're doing is actually implemented and your life's crap. And it's crap because you did nothing. You sat on your arse waiting for somebody else to do it. You used all sorts of excuses, my children or this, that and the other. Well, you should actually be fighting for your children at this time. You should be trying to save, I wouldn't say save the world, it's already been theirs, but you should be trying to mould the world into something that is livable and conducive with a good life for your children. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. You will have to bash heads. If you don't want to bash heads, you don't want to rock the boat because there might be some consequences towards you, then what exactly do you want? You're just sitting there waiting for this shit to come on. You really are. You're just sitting, wasting time, waiting for this shit to actually happen, because it's easier to face the consequences than it is to actually have the consequences of preventing it from happening. I don't know whether it would be easier or not in the long run. I don't believe so. Total enslavement of mankind don't seem very easy to me. Total enslavement of your children don't seem very easy to me. If somebody was about to pull a trigger on a gun pointed at your child, I'm pretty damn sure I was going to say all of you, but no, I've seen the way the human nature is in these days. I'm sure quite a few of you would jump in front of that bullet and take that bullet for your child. However, as the bullet is only travelling at 1 mile an hour, you're just going to let it slowly go through your child without any intervention, because it's coming so slowly. And what? You're scared of bleeding. Do you get it? I know there's plenty of you that are going to say, yes, I get it, I absolutely get it, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and oh yeah, I can't wait to see the comments of I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I can't do it because of this. But the reality is, are you really? It's not about convincing me, it's not about telling me anything at all. I don't need to be told anything. I'm living my own fucking life. You guys need to be telling or doing or whatever. Don't tell me what you're doing. It's of no consequence. If you need to tell me what you're doing, you're not actually doing enough, because it ain't about telling me. I'm nobody. I'm literally nobody. We are all equal in this world, and I'm just a fella. I really am. I've said it for years and years and years. And it's only other people that put me on a fucking pedestal, because I don't. Never. I'm just a fella who's made some really harsh choices. You all think easy choices. Not one of them have been fucking easy. Don't make my life easy because I've made the choices I've made. In fact, a lot of ways it made it very, very difficult for quite some time. And things still become difficult now at this point in my life when I do need to interact with the public. I can't just fucking go and pay things. I had to pay somebody something the other day. I sent somebody some instructions to say to pay something for me. I have to get other people to do all sorts of things for me. I have to get my mail sent to somewhere else, so I have to go and collect it. I have to do all these things. It don't make it easy. It's never going to be easy. But do you think you've got it easy now? You think because I've never paid taxes, well, I say I changed that, we all pay stealth taxes, but I've never paid income tax in my life. And you've got all these people who are just paying the taxes because it's easier, because they don't want to rock the boat. Now, how much a year are you giving? And how much a year would that save you? How different would your life be if you weren't paying it? And they go, oh, I can't help it because my boss does it. Well, don't have a fucking boss then. Etch your own life out. Your reliance on somebody else is what got you in this shit. You need to get out of that shit. You need to stop relying on others. You're working for a living so your boss can have a fucking Porsche instead of you. Instead, you've got bills that you can't afford. That's your choice. That's the choice you're making. People decide that the choices are too difficult, and they always try and pretend they didn't have a choice. I had to because of such and such. No, you had a really difficult decision to make, and you made the decision of making it as easy as possible for yourself in the short term. That was your decision. You made your decision. Every aspect. Oh yeah, I send my kids to the indoctrination centre because of blah, 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 blah. That's what it sounds like to me. Because you're sending your kids to somewhere, in my opinion, which is just absolute fucking child abuse. You're scared shitless of them injecting your kids with something. You're scared shitless of what shit they're putting in their heads. I mean, let's face it, they're teaching them it's okay to pretend you're something else. They're teaching them all sorts of shit. In my opinion, it's child abuse, and nobody will ever convince me of anything else. And I get, oh no, I send them because they like it. That's like saying I give them McDonald's to eat because they like it, and I don't care about the poison or the human consumption. If it is. I may have to just slip that caveat in there. But doesn't it sound crazy to you? They go because, oh, they only go because, oh yeah, I only abuse my child because they enjoy it. Because of their friends and because of this and that and the other. Listen, you all make your own choices, and I am a little bit, I suppose. Well, I'm not casting aspersions on a big way, but it's there. I just don't want to beat anybody up over the choices, because it's all your own fucking choices. My kids went to school. I knew no better at that time. If it was in this day, I don't care what the choice would take, I would make the choice not to. But you all make your own choices. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, But do remember, when you're saying to somebody like me, I don't know about others, but certainly when you're saying to me, oh, I just send them because of, or I just do that because of, or I have no choice because of, I don't accept any of that shit. But I am probably one of the most extreme, as in away from the system. I don't play that shit. I don't have any of it. I will not be called Mr. by anybody, and if anybody you do, just know that you're absolutely fucking insulting me, and it will not be a joke if you do. I know when you say shit like that, somebody will always put it in the comment, so do know that if you do that, fuck you, because I do take it exactly how you've sent it. And it's just what it is. I'm not playing that game. I'm not part of that bullshit. I will not be part of that bullshit. If you want to be, that is your own decisions. But don't excuse it to me, because for one, there's no fucking need, and for two, I am nobody to excuse it to. I'm not an authority figure in your life. I'm just a fella. You want authority figures, you go to the government for that. They seem to enjoy doing that, and you seem to enjoy having them there to make your decisions for you. So don't moan about the decisions they make for you, because they're literally making them for you. And you can argue that, but no. On a technical basis, which is what they need, you gave them consent, you gave them power of attorney, you removed yourself from all decision processes, and certainly from having a voice on what they decide to do with your consent and on your behalf. You're not standing up to it. You're sharing fucking memes and thinking you're special. You're calling for a Prime Minister to come out, or to be taken out of the position. You called for the last one. You remember, it's all Labour this, Labour that, Labour the other, and before it was Tories this, Tories that, Tories the other. It was Sunak, and then before that it was the one before that and the one before that, and you bounce from one to the next to the next. And when this fucking idiot Starmer gets out, puppet, he's not made a choice ever. He's not made a governmental decision in his life ever. He's a puppet. So stop saying Starmer's done this and look what Starmer's done. Again, you're showing you do not get this shit. He does not do it. He is literally there for you to hate. They've placed him there so you hate him. So you call for him being taken out. Then you cheer when he's taken out, and then the next one comes back in. You wait a little while, and then it's, oh, get this one out. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. You just haven't worked out what they're supposed to do in those positions. They're only there to fool you. They do not make decisions. I've been seeing some things, people shouting for letters being sent to your MPs. There's another absolutely fucking ridiculous thing, because your MPs are also puppets placed there for you to think that they are there on your behalf. Let me tell you what happens here. And I've got a couple of friends with civil servants as other halves and extended members of family, and I've been told this from more than one of them, that what happens, you send a letter to your MP just sends that letter to the civil service then send the reply to the MP, who sends it to you as if it was from him. Your MP doesn't make the decision, and the civil service don't fucking care. You've just been had again through your own daftness, because you can't wake up to this shit. For starters, people should be serving notices on them and telling them what they think of what they're doing, what's going on, throughout all aspects. Whether you think that makes a difference or not, it is step fucking one. And once they've been told, if nobody's prepared to get off their arse and put their neck on the fucking line, now everybody wants a safe route. Everybody wants a safe route. Oh, I can't risk that because of again. I'll tell you now, you can lock me in a cell for the rest of my life to know that I did everything I could, whether it was folly or not, to protect my children and my children's children. You can fucking destroy me, you can do as you wish, you can destroy my name, not that I give a shit, don't care what anybody thinks of me, I'm beyond all that shit. I don't have that ego, although sometimes it comes across as that when I'm calling everybody a cunt, but basically I'm calling everybody a cunt for the shit that they're ignoring up there, and the shit that they're ignoring in them fucking halls of supposed power, the shit they're allowing their masters to do to them. That's why I call you all a bunch of cunts, because you sit there saying you're doing something about it, and really all you're doing is making memes, posting memes, sharing memes. And guess what? Guess who's making them fucking memes? The AI that's running this shit show in most of the part. Hold 77. Look into Brigade 77. They're at it. It's all theatre. Look into the dead internet theory. They're literally showing you shit that nobody's sent you. You think it's been posted by people that you know. You don't know these fucking people. They're not even people. They're not there. They're not there. You're fucking arguing with AI on a daily basis, and you're making friends with AI. You're sharing your shit. You're using AI to write shit things that you're not fucking checking on, and you're just sending that shit off, not even caring. Oh yeah, AI's done it for me. Do you know who made their AI? Do you know who programmed their AI? Think on it. John Connor is sitting watching you make friends with Skynet. It is Skynet. It is Skynet. If you understand that and you're using it, you're still part of the problem. It needs destroying like everything needs destroying. Talking about the Blade Runner arm of the fucking government who cutting down these £15 cameras, another one that bugs the shit out of me. There's these cameras that are sitting there at the side of the road. You might get a £15 fine if you go past it. What about all these boxers you're going past all day fucking long, down the motorways, down the roads? You just convince yourself that it must be for sat nav or something important, and it don't matter what it is anyway. It don't matter if it's irradiating you, it don't matter if it's sucking all the information out your phone and harvesting you. It don't matter, does it? Just leave it, because the Blade Runners are going to cut down a camera that might charge you £15 in London. You fucking idiots. Now, I'm not saying them AMPR cameras don't need cutting down. ULEZ cameras, sorry, don't need cutting down. AMPR cameras as well up there. Tracking your every move, who's coming into the village, who's going out the village, the little ones, checking who and what is coming and going. Really? You want all this surveillance? This is what you're consenting to? You're cheering on somebody cutting down a camera that might fucking cost you 15 quid? Or thereabouts. What about all the other shit? Now I'm at that point in my life where I believe, and I genuinely do believe it, literally every fucking thing on a pole needs to be cut the fuck down. Everything on a pole needs to be felled. I'm not calling for anybody to go out there and do it. That'd just be fucking ridiculous. Nobody would do what I say. Nobody can even do what they know they need to do, let alone what somebody else fucking tells them to do. They need something to go viral, like something pushed by the algorithms, AI that's controlling you. You need that fucker before you get involved, unfortunately. And AI is never going to send that shit viral. Not when they can focus on a little thing like a £15 ULEZ camera. It's disgusting. There's more fucking disgusting shit going on in this world than you can imagine. And most of what you think is happening isn't fucking happening. It's just been put out there so you fall for it. And I say it all the time to people, right down to the paedophilia. And I'll quickly say this because the time's about to run out and this shuts off at about 33 seconds, I dare I say. It does so for some reason. Right, anyway, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there because people are stupid. In fact, on that note, I think I'm going to leave it there and leave the fucking idiots to be idiots, and the good ones who are working this shit out to actually do. Look, we've been half an hour and we've still got this shit out the sunroof. Imagine, and most of you consented to it, either by voting harder, hoping for a better master, or by your acquiescence and just sitting there waiting for somebody else to fix some shit for you. You consented. Enjoy what you consented to, because it wasn't the tyrants that created the world we live in. It was your can't be arsed to get off your arse to deal with it. It's not going to be easy. Well, it is, because nobody's going to do it. The outcome of not doing anything isn't going to be easy. but sitting there on your arse thinking you're taking the easier path because there was fewer consequences this way, I guarantee you the consequences will be dire and far, far, far more outreaching than the alternative, getting off your arse and actually saving your kids, your grandkids, or yourselves if you're the selfish kind, or whatever. It is what it is. On that note, I will leave you with those ponderings and let it rattle around your head for a few minutes until you go, oh, YouTube video, and you start watching somebody building a treehouse or something. Have a nice time all. Ta-da.